right, so Tommy Joseph, the batter. And Tommy lines one into right center field, a base hit. Saunders around third, heading for home, and the ball is kicked by Blackman, and the Phillies have won a ball game. They won it by a final score of 2-1 as Tommy Joseph walks it off here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Not only are we kicking off Memorial Day weekend here at Citizens Bank Park, we're kicking it off with Bark in the Park. The Pennsylvania SPCA is in the house along with the Phillies' wives. I'm not sure if Larry Bowa is going to be happy about this, but Patty has a new friend. Yep, you can bring your dog to the ballpark tonight as we get set for Game 1 of this 3-game series between the Phils and the Cincinnati Reds. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Kruk. We both like dogs. All right, so we get set for today's game, and Tommy Joseph was the hero in yesterday's ball game. And let's face it, throughout the month of May, he and Aaron Altair have helped carry this offense for the Phils.
Yeah, and yesterday was so badly needed, and Tommy Joseph came up huge just when you thought the Phillies might be going another game without scoring a run. Tommy Joseph gets a changeup and delivers it off the batter's eye into the ivy in center field to tie the game. And the way the bullpen's going, you knew it was going to stay close. After Michael Saunders doubled, you thought maybe Bud Black would walk Tommy. He doesn't. He pitches to him. He gets that base hit, the walk-off win. There you see Saunders scoring to give the Phillies a much-needed victory. And if Tommy Joseph continues to hit like he's doing, you saw the slow start in April. May, though, he has been one of the best that the Phillies have had, along with Aaron Altair. Like you said, he needs to keep it going, though, to keep this offense afloat.
6 home runs for Tommy Joseph in May, 6 home runs for Aaron Altair. Hopefully that continues tonight against the Reds. And you mentioned the bullpen. The bullpen really was very good yesterday, and they needed to be very good yesterday.
Yeah, you can't win an extra inning game, especially a low-scoring game, unless your bullpen does the job, and they have been fantastic in their last 7 games. 22 2/3, 2 earned runs, ERA under 1 with 18 strikeouts, and yesterday they locked it down, not only with their with their arms, but also Pat Neshek with that unbelievable play that spurred the offense on.
Yeah, it was pretty funny listening to his comments after the game about that play. The fact that he said he looked comfortable throwing the ball to first base to get the double play. All right, so it is Game 1 of this 3-game series. As the Phils continue to turn the page, they'll send Aaron Nola to the mound his 5th start. Tim Adelman will make the start for the Cincinnati Reds. Lineups at first pitch when we return to Philadelphia. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. To start here in Philadelphia. He's made one start since coming off the disabled list, and it wasn't too shabby. 7 innings, he allowed 1 run. Let's see if he can bounce back or continue to bounce back here tonight against the Cincinnati Reds. Let's take a look at the Reds lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. All right, so the Reds come in 2 games under 500. The guy at the top of the order and the next guy, they've been 2 of the hotter hitters. And then you have Joey Votto, who during the month of May has been on fire. So this is a pretty good offensive team that the Phillies will have to deal with throughout the course of the weekend. At least the first 4 or 5 hitters in the lineup. And there's Nola. His numbers overall 2-1 with a 3.52 ERA. Velocity, John, has been very good. Continuing to work on the command of that changeup has been a key for Aaron Nola.
Yeah, and that's going to be a key in this one tonight too, because like you said, there's some power throughout this lineup. 12 home runs for Votto, 10 for Duvall, 10 for Suarez, and 13 for Schebler. So he has to figure out a way to contain those guys, and if he does, we're going to be in good place throughout this game.
Well, the Phillies are hoping that they could feed off the momentum from yesterday after winning against the Colorado Rockies. Let's take a look at the Nissan keys to tonight's game.
Well, the first key is the Aaron Nola changeup. He has to command it. He has to throw it at any time in the count to keep these powerful Reds hitters off balance, and you got to keep Joey Votto in check. I mentioned Duvall, Suarez, and Schebler, all double-digit home runs, but Joey Votto is the key to this offense. If you can figure out a way to get him out, you got a good chance of going deep into this game.
Yeah, Votto has turned it around from this point last year. We knew he did it in the second half of last season, but his start has been very good.
Now, you remember the start we gave Zach Cozart. Did he make an out when we were there the first 3 games of the season?
No, didn't seem like it. Well, here's Billy Hamilton, 258 overall. Hamilton, though, has reached base safely in 22 of his last 24 games. And he got to play the corners in because of his speed. First pitch of the night is in there. We're underway, and the count is 0-1. Little low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Billy Hamilton with 23 stolen bases, which leads the National League. So that's why you have to keep him off the base paths, because if he's on, it's most likely a double. They just got finished playing their interleague series with the Indians, rained out yesterday, but there was a game earlier this week which he beat out a potential double play to keep the game alive, and then scored from first on a line drive to left field that was, I don't want to say it was mishandled by Mickey Brantley, but it went off his body, trickled to his left a little bit, and Hamilton scored from first.
Well, there's no doubt he's arguably the fastest man in baseball, but you know, the 311 on base percentage, the Reds are hoping that at some point that thing gets up close to 350, 360.
Now remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hamilton.
Nice to see there, 95 from Aaron Nola. But I just, watching Billy Hamilton over the years, if you can throw a breaking ball for strikes or even close enough for a strike, he will chase it.
Two and 2 to Hamilton. Got a curveball outside, so that's 2 curveballs that have missed toward the outer edge for Aaron Nola. And it's 3 and 2.
Yeah, and there's 2 or 3 guys in that dugout that are realizing that he's not throwing it for a strike.
Little foul ball back toward the sweet level. Aaron Nola was on the disabled list this year with a sore back. This time last year because of his elbow. Seven innings his last time, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Another foul ball. Well, I guess that's what you're talking about. If you can get a curveball or something soft over, he has a little more difficulty than the fastball.
Yeah, and I said it, you know, the first 3 games of the season, that when you're in the minor leagues and you come to the big leagues with that speed, what's the last thing you want to do? We can't walk him. What's your best pitch you command? Fastball. He's probably never seen a lot of curveballs in the minor leagues.
Inside, ball 4, so he does draw a walk. So a base runner for the Reds, and now Zach Cozart. Cozart's hit in 8 consecutive games, and you want to talk about somebody who's making himself some good money. This is a free agent year for Zach Cozart. And he leads all shortstops in those 3 categories, hitting .340 with 4 home runs. Probably going to see some throws over to first base.
Yeah, it'd probably be more than one. Hopefully the grounds crew made that wet enough that he can't get any good traction.
I marvel at the fact that he does not take, I don't want to say a normal lead, but a lead that a speedster would normally take. You know, he has 207 stolen bases, which is the most in the big league since 2013. But a lot of guys will inch out toward the edge of the cutout. He does not.
Maybe if he slows down a half a step, maybe he will get out there that far. But you know, this is what you have to do. And important, strike 1 to Cozart, because now you can go fastball away just like a pitch out. You can pitch out since you're ahead in the count.
Out to left field. Altair waits for it. That one got toward the end of the bat.
He's tagging. Yeah, he went back to tag, and if Altair caught that ball maybe going backwards, he might have taken a chance there. There's a shock, isn't it? Close to 300, 420 on base. A little low for him.
The 422 on base percentage, it's remarkable each year that he's able to keep it up at a very high level. You know, this year he decided not to play in the World Baseball Classic, and he said he just couldn't do it because at the end of last year he felt like he had obviously turned the corner, hit training to have a better first half than a season ago. I mean, last year at this point he was hitting .206 and had struck out 51 times.
You know, I've talked to teammates for him. He's a diligent worker, not only in the cages but video, watching pitchers, watching tendencies. Yeah, he's not going to swing at a pitch until something that he doesn't like until he absolutely has to.
Almost the same spot, a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner goes, pitches a curveball, and it gets by Cameron Rupp, but comes right back. And that'll be the 24th stolen base of the year for Hamilton.
But he foul tipped that.
Yeah, Bill Miller didn't signal anything.
Well, unless it was Cameron's glove, what we heard.
I didn't have it as a foul.
Bill Miller just said I didn't have it as a foul.
Yeah.
He didn't foul it.
Cameron just came up too quick and trying to throw out Billy. Gotta watch that too. He'll go to third, no question. Freddie got the pants pulled back up, huh?
They won yesterday.
And he had on red. No, did he have red spikes yesterday? Yeah.
That's a good question.
I think he did.
Yeah, because the white really does stand out. So.
Yeah, but with the pants down over top, sometimes you can't tell.
Larry would be proud.
What, the white shoes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if those are patent leather, though.
I don't know if there's a guy in baseball that keeps pitchers on their toes and catchers on their toes the way Hamilton does right now.
Yeah, and it's not only the pitcher and the catcher, but, you know, the hitter. I never liked it when a guy stepped off, like if Lenny was on base and throw over 3 or 4 times and, you know, step off and do the, you know, inside move to second and step off second and fake throw. And I mean, you know, that's where it's remarkable that, you know, Joey Votto is on base, because I would have swung at the first thing coming up just to get out of there.
Runner goes, pitches inside, throw to third, not in time. Trying to rack up his stolen base total. That's 25 now for Hamilton.
Further in that lead, and you can see, I mean, as soon as Aaron lifted that foot up, he was gone. And good catch, good throw by Cameron, but what do you do?
Ground ball right side. That'll get Hamilton home. Andres Blanco throws out Votto. He gets the RBI, 39th of the year. And the Reds take a 1-0 lead. Well, that's manufacturing a run right there.
Beautiful thing, isn't it? Walk, fly ball, ground out. 1-0.
And 2 steals.
Yeah. And Adam Duvall coming up, giggled about something. I'm sure Cameron was telling him, I got to slow up a hair. Please give us a chance.
Duvall with 3 home runs here in the month of May. You also saw his batting average, 264 overall, but over 300 here in the month.
10 home runs. This team can hit them.
Yeah, last year he had 33 home runs, 103 RBIs, and that ball is crushed. Deep to left field, a solo home run. It's a long one. And the Reds take a 2-0 lead. I'm going to talk about getting an inside pitch. He got it and turned on it.
Hey, you see Cameron, I mean, he threw it right to the glove. Problem was, sometimes the sky report says you can get in on him, and sometimes they look in when they try to get in on him, and he just turns on it.
The 11 home runs, only the 2nd home run allowed by Nola.
There wasn't no doubt about that one.
Eugenio Suarez takes a strike. Boy, this guy's had another solid start to the year. 10 homers.
Hit. You know, I watching him the last year, and like, they got to find a place for this guy.
Over toward the hole, diving stop, Michael Franco. Long throw over across to first in time. That's a heck of a play. And it gets Aaron Nola out of this first. However, the Reds do score 2 on 1 base hit. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Phillies trail at 2-0 thanks to a run scored by Billy Hamilton and a home run by Adam Duvall. And now the Phils will look to counter here in the bottom half of the first inning against right-hander Tim Adelman. Odubel Herrera just popped out of the dugout, and he is leading off today because Cesar Hernandez got a little bit of an issue with his groin. So Pete Mackanin decided to give him tonight off and put Odubel into the leadoff spot, where he felt he would see more pitches and get more opportunities, and he's trying to get him rolling, which is a big deal, Murph, because they got to get this guy going.
You know, it's interesting. Pete Mackanin's been asked over the last couple of days, have you thought about putting Odubel Herrera on the bench, maybe giving him a break, giving him a blow, having him watch from the bench? And he's doing quite the opposite. He's going to stick him in the leadoff spot instead. And just as you said, Tom, he wants him to see more pitches. He has done well in the leadoff spot in his career. You see almost a 300 hitter in that spot. His on-base percentage at 361. So Pete is thinking the complete opposite. Maybe by putting him up here, he'll be a little bit more patient. He'll see a couple more pitches, and he'll get himself on base. He said, look, we need this guy. We need him to work out of his funk. I had a chance to talk to Odubel right before the game, and I said, you're up at the top of the spot. You're in the top of the lineup. What are you going to do? And he just said, very simply, I'm going to get on base. So we'll see if he's going to get on base. That's what he's going to try to do, guys.
Yeah, I think the thought is that he has had success as a leadoff hitter in his career. 298 with a 361 on base percentage. Pulls that one foul. It's 0-2. The oddity is that he has struck out 7 straight times. I mean, it's crazy to think that.
And he's 0-2 now.
And that seems to happen quite often when you're scuffling. By the way, Murph, nice job handling that foul ball.
Hey, that was a hot shot.
It sure was.
Did Murph catch one?
Yeah, just did, John. Come on.
Oh, my gosh. Must have been a dribbler.
Kind of was, but he was very smooth.
First base is easy.
So who cut you from your high school team?
We've had this discussion. He knows nothing.
Softly bounced toward the right side, barehanded at second base by Peraza. And one away.
Tell you what, Murph, Peraza was taking after you there. He watched you. He said, well, if Murph can do it barehanded, why can't I?
Well, we're just, teaching the game we love.
Kindred spirits. One away. Here's Andres Blanco. Blanco playing, making his 7th start. He is 1 for his last 9. Takes a strike, 0-1. And 2. You know, Pete was asked today about Odubel and about, whether there was a thought to, as Murph said, A, sit him, but B, even send him out and bring somebody else up. And he said, no, we have not talked about that. And he reiterated that we have to get this guy going. And there's some truth to that. I mean, he was an all-star last year and had a whale of a first year with the Phillies, even though he wasn't an everyday player to start. And that guy right there is a big fan of Odubel's and what he can offer. Now, let's face it, he's played an outstanding center field this year. Little looper out towards center. That's going to drop in for a hit. So the rest of the Phillies lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Altair, Joseph, and Saunders, and then Maikel Franco, Cameron Rupp, and Freddie Galvis with Aaron Nola wrapping things up as the number 9 hitter. Here is Altair, who was 4 for 15 in the series against the Rockies. Oh, and 1.
He hasn't thrown a ball yet. 3 straight to Odubel, right? 3rd when he grounded out.
Mm-hmm.
No, he threw 1 ball. 1 and 2. He got 1 and 2 to Blanco.
This guy's a heck of a story. I know his earned run average is 6.19, and this is 8th start. Last year he had a 4 ERA. And he just hit Aaron Altair. Heard a little thud. That puts runners on first and second. Adelman is out of Staten Island. He went to Georgetown, where he was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles. Hit it right in the two. Cut by the Orioles, and then was out of baseball for 2 years playing in independent baseball. Played in New Jersey, in North Jersey, where he was the closer for the New Jersey Jackals, and that's where Sean Pender, who's the former head coach at St. Joseph's, now a scout for the Reds, found him or saw him in that league. They signed him, gave him an opportunity, and then 2 years later he's in the big leagues.
Give him credit. You know, it's a tough road.
Pickoff play on, and Andres is back. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Ruth Harnish of Lebanon. Phillies hit a home run at today's ball game. Ruth will win $100. Now at McDonald's, an ice cold delicious soft drink is only $1. I'm loving it.
You know, for a guy that hit a home run to dead center yesterday, Billy Hamilton's really shallow. Most of them guys are back another 10, 15 feet. But I think he has some catch-up speed.
Yeah, then he likes to go
close out.
Likes to go back more than he likes to come in.
Yeah.
I think in this day and age, most center fielders are back another 10 feet for
Yes.
Tommy Joseph. 1-2.
All right, Tommy, just like yesterday, stay on one, hit it the other way. Up the middle the other way. Joey Votto's playing second base now. Just switched him over.
Little tapper back to the mounds. They get one and two. A 1-4-3 double play. No runs, one hit, and one man left. We head to the second. 2-0 Reds. Jackpot contestant is Weed Westergaard of Newfield. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Today's Lucky McDonald. And save money when you combine your home and auto insurance. Talk to an agent today or call 800-STATE-FARM. You can save hundreds when you combine home and auto. State Farm, here to help life go right. Top of the second.
Do I ever get a crack at one of those?
You can take as many as you want. You want to do the next one?
No. I got to brush up first. I got to think about it.
You can review them before the game.
Well, I got to read that book that Schmitty gave me. He gave it to me 2 weeks ago.
You got to do it by tomorrow?
Well,
get the Cliff Notes.
What are those?
That's what you used to get when you were in school and you didn't want to read the book that your teacher wanted you to read.
Can I just ask someone who's read it to tell me about it?
Fouled back, and it's 2-1.
Tomorrow's a 4:05 game?
4:05.
I might be able to read it tomorrow night. Softball's on, though. I might have to watch softball.
Maybe you're going to see him before tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I got no chance on.
Shedler hits one to straightaway center field. On the run is Odubel, and it is gone. Into the bushes, the second home run of the night for the Reds. And they now lead it 3-0. Well, you want to talk about a guy that went upstairs to get a ball. I mean, that's some power right there. That's 14 home runs.
Well, we said it coming in. These guys can hit some home runs, and that ball just a two-seamer that they wanted to try to get up and in. Instead, it drifts out over the center of the plate, and that's where those end up.
Lady said, wow. I mean, that's a wow shot. That's like Tommy Joseph yesterday. No balls and one strike to Peraza.
Peraza's just a right-handed hitter, right? I mean, he's a right-handed hitter. He's got the double ear flaps. Just
probably comfort,
I guess. That was one of the neatest things when I got called up to my first big league spring training. You get the single ear flap helmet in your locker.
Did it take it any time at all to get used to it?
Nope. Felt good.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Aaron Nola. Tonight's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu. On your cable box, there's Angel to your left and Bill Kulick to the right, calling tonight's game. Bill's got a lot of computers in front of him, doesn't he? Devin Mesoraco.
Got a few more than we do.
You know, there was a time where Larry Anderson had a couple in front of him while doing a game.
For what?
He just wanted to have whatever technology was out there. He wanted it. Seriously, he and Sarge used to battle for the technology
I'm
giants.
surprised he's as smart as he is about technology.
Really?
He's actually.
He's hip.
Yeah. Like a cool grandfather sort of way.
He's like a cool grandfather. Three balls and no strikes to Mesoraco. It's on the outside corner.
Tell you what, how good was this guy a couple years ago to injuries?
Left hip, right hip, left shoulder. 3 different major injuries. And they tried him in left field just to try to get him off his feet and not have his, many injuries behind the plate. That didn't work out, so he's back catching again. Curveball bounced foul.
And it was like a short period of time. It wasn't like, this is the hips started going and he got one fixed and then he got the other one fixed later, and like 3 or 4 years later. It's all in the last couple of years.
Changeup just a bit low. Second walk issued by Aaron. Phil's fans, can you get, if you can't get in front of the TV for every game, no problem. Always stay connected to your team with the NBC Sports app. Download and live stream every CSN Phillies game on the go. Take it to the beach this weekend if you want to.
I played golf up at Ace Club today. Took me about 2 hours to get back here.
Because everybody was heading toward the shore.
Oh, I guess.
Wait till you go home tonight.
It's the first time I've been late here. Don't we have to be here like 4?
Yeah, but you're okay. No. 0-1 to Adelman. Squares again. And he bunts at it and bunts it foul. It's 0-2. How'd you shoot today?
Well, I had the shanks. Just the 8-9 pitching wedge, 52, 54, and 60 degree. But other than that, the rest of them were fantastic.
So you're
snap hook in the driver. So other than that, it was a great round.
Oh, you must have been a joy to be around.
I was not real pleasant.
He did offer at it, according to the first base umpire, Kerwin Danley. So that'll be the second strikeout of the inning for Noah.
And that's a strikeout swinging.
That is a strikeout swinging.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Billy Hamilton is now the batter. He walked and scored in the first inning. Up again in back-to-back innings.
Yeah, watch how Adelman goes about this. Look where his back foot is. Now, if you're trying to bunt the ball fair, you have to have that back foot up in here somewhere, just so your bat's in fair territory, so when it hits your bat, it'll stay fair. Yeah, look how far his back foot's back, all the way in the back of the box. And then the barrel of his bat is even with home. Look where the barrel of his bat is. It's even with home plate. You got to get that thing out in front of home plate, so just in case you make contact, it stays fair.
I do think it's becoming more and more of a lost art for some reason. I mean, it really is.
Rockies didn't have any problem with it, did they?
No, they didn't. They were the best, I think, this year that we've seen. I don't think, and I know they have 17 sacrifice bunts, their pitchers, but they were definitively the best we've seen this year.
Yes.
I don't even think you have to look at the numbers to say that. Their technique, everything. Off speed pitch, 2-2 to Billy Hamilton.
That's what he'll do. Change up, breaking ball. He'll chase him. Wouldn't be surprised to see Aaron come back with another one. You got one thing you don't have to worry about. You wouldn't think Mesoraco would be running.
Fastball and a called strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Nola. But a leadoff home run by Scott Schebler has made this a 3-0 lead in favor of the Reds. Very friendly guy. Giants. That's a 4:05 start. But after the game, there's a free post-game concert featuring Grammy-nominated the Avett Brothers. Your game ticket can be used for your concert ticket. Go to Phillies.com/the Avett Brothers for more information.
I like it.
I think you would definitely like it. I was listening to a couple more songs today, and I think that you would like it.
Might get on iTunes tonight and check a few out. Always looking for new music, T-Mac.
You're a music connoisseur. Michael Saunders will lead it off. Saunders had the double that fueled the rally in the 11th inning yesterday. 228 overall, 5 homers, 17 runs batted in. Over to first, Votto is there. And that'll bring Maikel Franco to the plate. Adelman is a long list of starting pitchers that the Phillies have faced recently and potentially will face in the coming games that has a high earned run average. But they've all done well, and that's because the Phils have been struggling offensively. Maikel Franco 1 for his last 20 here at Citizens Bank Park. And he takes a swing and a miss at that first pitch. It's 0-1.
Remember yesterday, Tyler Anderson had the 2-hitch delivery. Tim Adelman just has the 1-hitch, but it's still a hitch. So you wonder if that'll try to throw off some of the timing of these Phillies hitters.
Do you, I mean, without talking to him, do you think that that's a comfort motion, or is it for deception?
I think it's both. I think he tried it, thought it worked for him, and
no one spins off the mound, and Franco is retired on the pick by Votto. 4-3 on the putout. 2 away. I think if I wanted to be a pitcher, I would try to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah, but maybe simple wasn't working.
It was released.
There could have been a reason why he was in independent ball. Maybe he came up with that deceptive motion in independent ball. Well, something we'll have to find out. Murph, get on that. But you know, maybe he thought that was a way to throw a hitter's timing off. I didn't hear Odubel say anything about his timing yesterday off of Tyler Anderson, but you could tell he could never get a gauge for it.
Well, talking to Sean Pender last year about this kid, he said what stood out to him was that A, he threw strikes, but B, he had good velocity for a guy that was in the independent leagues. Hey, everybody's looking for arms. It's not a bad chance to take. 2-1. Rupp is down looking on strikes. First strikeout for Adelman. And nothing across for the Phils. That inning went to the Dogs. We'll head to the third with the Reds on top 3-0. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, who was the last Reds left fielder before Adam Duvall in 2016 to hit 30 or more home runs in one season? 30 or more home runs in one season.
Left field.
Left field. Strictly left. Well, yeah, strictly left field.
I might know this one.
First pitch to Zach Cozart is a strike, 0-1.
Would I have played against him?
Yeah. Maybe at the beginning of his career.
Was he with another team when I played against him?
No, you would have played against him against the Reds. He eventually went to another team. Now, I don't think you played against him. Tell you what he could do. He could throw a football a country mile. I don't know if that helps you at all.
Tim Tebow?
It's a really good guess, but no, because he couldn't really throw a football. He could run one.
National champion.
Cozart loops it out toward left. On the run is Altair. It's going to drop in for a hit. Cozart takes a big turn around first. And a leadoff single here in the third. And here's Votto.
Who could throw a football and hit home runs? John Elway. Probably not him.
No. Drew Henson, but he couldn't really hit. He could throw.
Darren Erstad could kick one, but
yes, he
didn't play for the Reds.
Votto takes a strike, 0-1. Kind of flinched on that inside pitch. Votto grounded out his first time up.
I think Votto was acting like he didn't see that pitch to try to get another one there. He could be shifty like that.
Outside, threw a changeup to him.
You like the socks Joey Votto has on?
With the big Cincinnati Reds logo on it?
Yeah, but with the stripes on them?
I like the stripes.
I do too.
I think I'd like them if they were stirrups and Sannies. But I am a fan of the stripes.
Tried to get our softball girls to wear those. They didn't want them. They wanted just green.
With no stripes,
green.
nothing?
No, nothing.
What's your mascot?
Stingray.
Oh, but getting them with a stingray on it.
Try to get 15 girls to agree to that.
Got to take charge.
No.
Fighting it off, and it remains 1-2.
This is what Joey Votto does too. He'll strike out occasionally, but it's like he could. Tony Gwynn could do it. Foul pitches off to get to another pitch.
Well, he's won one MVP, and I think when you look at the whole scope of his career, he's been in the top 7 5 times for the MVP voting. Tells you an awful lot about his success level. As quirky as he seems, 312 career average. Down looking on strikes. 4 strikeouts for Nola. Now, Adam Duvall was part of our Toyota turning point in the first inning.
Aaron Nola tried to get a fastball in on him. It was in, but it wasn't in enough. And Adam Duvall picking up where he left off last year as the Cincinnati Reds All-Star, wasn't he?
Yep. Turned out to be a good trade with the San Francisco Giants to bring him in. On the outside corner.
There's many years, and you can't fault them. They've won 3 World Championships, but they've always looked for a left fielder.
And still looking for a left fielder.
Yeah.
And a lot of other things this year, but you know, truly. But they wanted to get a pitcher that they thought could help them get to the postseason and win in the postseason.
Who'd they get for him?
The kid who's the leader in ERA now in the National League with the Cardinals.
Mike Leake.
Mike Leake. The other part about Duvall's game is that he finished as a finalist for the Gold Glove last year too. Pretty good cheese there. 94 on the fastball, and it's 2-2.
Got that pitch up and not in. I don't know if I'd go back there again. That some pop to center. Breaking ball.
He decided to go with another fastball, and he fouled it off. Good amount of pitches for Aaron. With 1 out here in the 3rd. I think that's when he's definitively going to be back to where he was when they called him up, and even the first part of last year. When you look up in the 3rd inning and, you know, maybe he's at 37 pitches instead of 57. That's what I thought made him so good when he first came up.
Efficient.
Big time. Two balls, 2 strikes. Out to center field. Odubel makes the catch on that sinking liner. Yeah, there are 2 outs. Let's take a look at our State Farm combo. State Farm here to help life go right. And our combo is Suarez and Schebler the last 7 games. 13 hits, 7 home runs, and 13 runs batted in. Well, you add that to Duvall and Votto and Cozart. Give you a pretty productive combination.
Yeah, it also makes you want to locate really well.
Reds got Suarez from the Detroit Tigers. Takes low, 1-0.
Yeah, he was playing shortstop, I believe, for the Tigers. And they didn't think that he could be an everyday shortstop.
Plus they had Kinsler at second base, so they didn't need that. And they also felt like they were set at third base. 2 balls and no strikes.
I think at the time when he was in Detroit, I think Johnny Peralta was
correct.
The
That was before his
shortstop.
injury.
Yeah.
And then Iglesias came over. Out toward the left side. Andres Blanco is up with it. And he throws Suarez out. That'll do it for the Reds here in the third. No runs, 1 hit. And 1 man left over at first base. Middle of the third. The Phils are bouncing around for some offense. Your local Chevrolet dealers. Well, it looks like a dog that's just happy to be here at the ballpark and is waiting for somebody to drop a scrap or two. How calm he is. Or she is.
It looked like me this morning after the first shank.
Here's Freddie Gallo. You wearing a pink shirt?
Trying to think. That was a long time ago.
Take any photos? We can look at them.
No. Blue. Royal blue.
Elvis takes on the outside corner, 1-1. One ball and 2 strikes to Freddie. Freddie hitting .239, 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. And he is 1 for 14 on this homestand. 4 games against the Rockies. They must not be seeing him that well. Back-to-back strikeouts for him. 1 to end the second looking, and now 1 to begin the third.
I just wonder if it's that hesitation. You know, these guys with open stances, see Freddie tried to toe tap thing and get the foot out there and stop it, but I don't know if he's hiding it or it's the, you know, the hesitation.
Nola takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Whatever it is, it ain't pretty. Did this trivia question guy do something at Florida?
Fly ball to right field. No, he did not. It was Texas.
Oh, that's right.
You got it?
Yep.
Two great post-game fireworks shows are coming up July 6th and 7th after the Pirates and the Padres games. Pirates game is at 6:05. The Padres game is at 6:35. Go to Phillies.com for more info and to order your tickets. I think he would have done fine if he did it.
There was too many words.
Here's Odubel. He grounded out his first time. Yeah, that's 1 ball and no strikes.
Come on, offense.
Phillies with 1 hit so far in the first 2 2/3. you agree with Odubel, who said last night after the game that he's getting good swings, he's just not hitting the baseball? I mean, do you agree with that thought process? I mean, he struck out 7 straight times.
What?
That's what he
I
said.
know that's what he said, but I tell you, I struck out 4 times in a playoff game, and honest to God, I don't think I had one good swing. If you swing and miss, it's not a good swing.
Yeah, something's off. Head's off.
You would think.
Shoulders out. And a liner out toward left field, and a diving catch made by Duvall. And the Phillies go down 1-2-3 here in the 3rd inning. Well, Odubel thought he might have a base hit, but Adam Duvall takes it out of the air on the dive. We'll go to the 4th inning with a little defense. Reds up 3-0. Avery Neon shipping labels ensure all your shipping messages get noticed. Perfect for any priority message. And WB Mason delivers the same day when you order by 11:30. Local service, personalized. Who but WB Mason? Her first Phillies game. Nice. Well, welcome. I hope it's not your last. Cool jersey that she's wearing too. Little Chase Utley.
I hope she gets to see some offense in her first Phillies game.
Yeah, it hasn't gone as the way the Phillies had hoped.
First time throw. Odubel hit that ball good. Of course, Schebler hit his first one pretty good too.
Yeah, Schebler has one of the 2 home runs to straightaway center field. That was in the 2nd. Schebler 14 home runs this year, tied with Freddie Freeman and Bryce Harper for the National League lead.
How long's Freeman out? Is he out for?
He's going to be out for a long time. They got Matt Adams from the Cardinals for him, so they're thinking 8 weeks.
He's been hot. Matt Adams been swinging good since he went there.
I think that one was nearly the same pitch, up a little bit more. And Franco has it on the infield grass. One away here in the 4th inning. Well, Murph, I understand you found yourself some friends.
You know what? It took a little time, but I did. I came up to section right behind section 304, and we found some friends. In fact, get this, guys, 304 dogs in the park tonight. 304 dogs ticketed for tonight's game at Citizens Bank Park, and 550 humans along with them are here tonight. And I'll tell you what, you should see the setup that we have out here up on the 300 level at Citizens Bank Park. To my right over here, you've got the dog selfie station. You can take some pictures with your dog, selfie style and or other. And, you can get to meet some other dogs. And then over here, this line over here, what are they waiting for? How about caricatures of their dog? I think you could sit with your dog and get one made with your dog. And then, of course, Matt, if you'll pan to the far right, maybe the most important area in the ballpark, we have our own AstroTurf up here, guys.
Nice.
Self-explanatory, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So everything is taken care of. Everything is covered here for Bark in the Park. And we should remind folks that the Pennsylvania SPCA is also here tonight with adoptable dogs and ways that you can get a dog without, going to a breeder or anything, going to the Pennsylvania SPCA and adopting a dog that needs a home. That's what really this is all about, the Bark in the Park. So maybe next year we'll go from 304 to 404 or 500 dogs here at Bark in the Park. That's what it's all about, guys.
Yeah, and it's all about the Pennsylvania SPCA tonight. The 50-50, the proceeds will go to, portion of the proceeds will go to the Pennsylvania SPCA. The Phillies wives are doing their mystery ball sale where you can make a donation and possibly win your favorite Philly autographed baseball. You'll win some autographed baseball, and the donations for that will go towards the Pennsylvania SPCA as well.
With the dog? Is that what you said? Okay.
I think that's a golden doodle. I have one of those. A little selfie. My dog, the hair is a little shorter than that one right there. 0-2 pitch to Mesoraco. Out to left center field. Odubel says he has it. And this turns out to be the easiest inning of the night for Aaron Nola. Just 8 pitches to get him through the top of the 4th. Murph taking some selfies, getting involved in the action. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th. ShopChooseNissan.com. By Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF-NOW or visit jefferson.edu. And by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com. Well, Matt's camera is very popular tonight in our Bark in the Park. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th inning. And Andres Blanco will start it off. He singled his first time up on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Blanco has the only hit. He's out to center field his first time up. Popped up foul, and it's 1-2. Sounds like we had a little trouble with that baseball. And Votto again, and he flips to Adelman covering. 3-1 on the putout.
Here comes our other base runner.
Square on the back his last time up. mask of Mesoraco, and it's 0-1.
I guess someone has to play there, but I don't know why anyone would want to.
Oh, you're right, too. You have to give this guy some credit. 2 years out of affiliated baseball and independent baseball. And then something happened. I mean, again, I know he has a 6 ERA coming in, but he's got some good velocity, and he's got pretty good secondary pitches, too.
And he's got just enough deception.
Three and two to Altair. Tommy Joseph on deck.
Come on, Aaron, win this battle. Get someone on for Tommy.
This is the first 3-ball count that he's had in tonight's game. Another one fouled off.
He's working him.
Be the 9th pitch of this at bat. 5 foul balls so far, and a strike 3 call. That's his 3rd strikeout. All 3 have been looking strikeouts. That tells you a little bit about his deception. Time now for our cold hard facts, brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Tommy Joseph has homered 6 times in 71 ABs during May. The 6 homers are more than he had in his previous 142 at-bats dating back to August of last year. His 6 homers are tied for the most ever in a month. For him,
wouldn't mind seeing 7.
if Pete was talking today about how he's getting through the ball more. I guess the track to the baseball is a little different than it was the first month of the season.
Yeah, I mean, he pulled off a little bit on that one, but that's the thing is, you know, he hit 21 home runs last year in a short period of time. They're going to pitch you different.
Suarez throws him out on a nice pick over at third. So now we're through 4 innings, and Adelman has allowed just 1 hit. Time to get some new cotton candy. We go to the 5th. Back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, top of the 5th inning, it's 3-0 Reds. Unfortunately for Aaron Nola, he's allowed 2 solo home runs tonight. He had an 8-pitch 4th inning as Adelman takes a strike. Takes 2 strikes.
Doesn't look like he's much of a hitter.
Looks like he's just trying to run his pitch count up, although he is choking up. Michael Franco. Another play for him. 1 out.
See, that's my thing with the choking up. If you practice it, fine. But I hear this all the time. 2 strikes, choke up. Now, if he had that ball, if he held his bat down at the knob like he had the first 2, he wouldn't have hit it off the end of the bat.
Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, the feel of the bat is totally different when you choke it up.
Yeah. You should, in the most critical time of the at-bat, when you have 2 strikes, you want someone to shorten your bat? I don't get that. And never will.
Barry Bonds always choked up, but it was throughout the
at-bat. I mean, Votto will do it. He'll choke up, and then he'll choke up a little more. But he might do that 1-0.
Freddie Galvis toward the left field line with Aaron Altair, and it's Altair who puts it away. Well, 2 quick outs. And now Cozart.
I hear oh, you have better bat control. Yeah. How? You know, you hit 90% or 80% of your pitches seen. You're down at the end of the bat. I don't get it. And we see how many two-strike home runs we've given up.
(16 of 20 first pitch strikes for Nola, and it's 1-1 to Cozart. I wonder what the Reds will do with Cozart. They're 2 games under 500. They're still playing for something, but do they trade him and now move Peraza over to shortstop, which I think that's the plan, is that they'll move Peraza over to shortstop if Cozart leaves, because he is a free agent at the end of this year. Or do you try to sign him because you know what you have?
Yeah, that's a tough decision, because you know the Reds aren't about spending a ton of money, and you never know. A team could come in and offer him over market value just to get him.
And at the trade deadline, somebody might need a shortstop.
Yeah.
Reds are 3 games back in a very tight National League Central. Pirates are in last, but they're 4 games out. 3-2 pitch to Cozart. And a strike 3 call. He thought the first pitch was down. He's going to think that one's down as well. But Aaron Nola feeling pretty good about his 5th inning. He's retired 9 consecutive hitters. Brian Price didn't think it was a strike. Let's see what PitchCast thinks. Now, maybe at the bottom of the zone.
Close enough.
Phillies will take it. 4-seamer at a perfect spot. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th.
Probably sitting there thinking, when are we going to score?
Yeah, Adelman has retired 10 consecutive hitters. Yeah, Saunders bounces it foul. Yeah, that's 0-1. Saunders bounced out to Joey Votto. His first time up.
It seems like that's where they want to live with Michael Saunders.
That one kind of leaked out over the plate a little bit, but not enough. And Saunders flies out to left field. Time now for our Citizens Bank minor league report. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. Mickey Moniak had a couple hits today in a loss to Delmarva. Blue Claws were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Adonis Medina went 5 2/3. Blue Claws are 27-20, and they're a game out. That was the resumption of the suspended game. Lehigh Valley, meanwhile, is tied with Louisville 2-2. Howie Kendrick, a single and a run scored. How about Howie yesterday in his rehab game? Got hit twice. Franco hits it sharply to third.
Let's go, Rob.
Howie is playing left field tonight.
Played third yesterday, right?
And Pete said he's going to play left, third, and first. And part of that is, I mean, just obviously to capitalize on his versatility. But I think it depends on who's not hitting when he comes back, where he'll play. I think at this point it's probably going to be in Altair playing right, and he'll play left. Cameron takes low, 1-0. He struck out looking his first time to the plate. Pete's just hoping that he comes back with no setbacks. This guy's been good. 4 2/3, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Nola has not been bad, aside from the leadoff walk to Hamilton and the 2 solo home runs. Over to shortstop, Cozart, a step or 2 to his right, and Votto is able to hang on to the bag. That's an 8-pitch inning, 9 ground outs. We have played 5. A pitcher's duel with the Phils down 3-0. Is continuing to pound the ball at the plate and produce offense for Pete Buchanan's lineup. Tommy's production in the month of May keeps on growing with a career best in RBIs during a month. Also reaching a career best in home runs for the month. The revival of his power swing has been a welcomed addition. Joseph has brought the consistency, brought the power, and finally added walk-off to his resume. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Aaron Nola goes to the top of the 6th inning, trailing it 3-0. He allowed 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. And now Votto, Duvall, and Suarez will face him here in the top of the 6th inning. Maikel Franco will give this a look. It may stay in play.
Staying in. You don't see that often, do you? 1 pitch out for Joey Votto.
Nope.
I guarantee you, though, he went up that at bat because Nola struck him out with pitches in, looking. And I guarantee he went up there and looked for that pitch and just didn't get out in time to get it and popped it up.
There's Duvall, who has homered tonight. Snuck that one in on the inside part of the plate.
We talked about the off-speed pitches. You have to throw it against these guys.
And you have to throw it for strikes.
Yes. Go breaking ball here.
And he does, and right through the shift between the shortstop Galvis and the second baseman Blanco. Now that's the first hit for the Reds since the 3rd inning. Well, the Fanatic the other day was having a little trouble with the little babies. Not as much trouble with the dogs. They probably just think he's an oversized chew toy.
That dog ain't even paying attention to him.
They do not know what to do with him.
That dog probably think, man, your breath smells. So you try to turn his head?
Suarez watches as they throw over to first base.
I've lost my mind.
Is that you talking or the dogs talking?
No, that was me that time.
Oh.
No, we've known the Fanatics lost his.
0-1 to Suarez. Suarez last time grounded out to Blanco on the shortstop side of second base. Over to shortstop on one hop and off the glove of Freddie Galvis and into shallow left field. They throw behind Duvall and he gets back. It'll be scored a base hit for Suarez. And Larry Bow is going to the phone to see if Andres Blanco may have gotten Duvall. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought maybe his foot bounced while Andre still had the tag on him, but
just said he's safe.
Watching a game last year, and he went to the phone. I guess Pete was standing up waiting, and he gave it the no idea.
It was outstanding. He basically said, I don't know.
Nobody knows.
It was outstanding.
Tails, go ahead.
Because everything that Larry does has a passion to it, in
And
a
a
real good
purpose.
way, and a purpose. And his honesty then, no idea. Schebler's up, runners up, first and second. All right, so this is a big spot here with
Huge.
one man down and already down 3-0, and not managing a whole lot against Adelman.
Better get it in there. Working that mouthpiece, isn't he?
Little dribbler back toward the mound, and Noah will get the runner at first base. I don't think that Noah would have been able to get anybody else. Tomorrow on Phillies Clubhouse, Phillies prospect Dylan Cousins doesn't just hit home runs, he hits moonshots. Danny Pomels heads to Lehigh Valley to pay the big hitter a visit. Plus, Tommy Joseph shares how he's become one of the baseball's hottest hitters. Tomorrow at 10 on CSN. Cousins has kind of figured it out at AAA. So has Rhys Hoskins, of course. Hoskins has been hot the whole year. Cousins is hitting home runs and is starting to figure it all out, which is a great sign for the Phils. Here's Peraza. Curveball 0-1. Over to the hole, and that's going to leak into left field, a base hit. One run is in, rounding third, heading for home is Suarez, and he'll score. A 2-run single for Peraza, and it's now a 5-0 Reds lead. Well, those are two big runs. For a Phillies team that's averaging during these last 25 games, averaging about 3.5 runs per game.
See that ball just out of the reach of Freddie, and Altera comes up throwing. And you notice that Peraza, even though they missed the cutoff man, Peraza stayed at first base. Probably to give Mesoraco a chance to hit. With 2 outs, you had a feeling they would have to walk Mesoraco and pitch to Adelman. Gonna let Mesoraco swing the bat now.
Yeah, Peraza now has hit in 12 consecutive games. Five runs now on 6 hits for the Reds. Phillies have bullpen action behind Nola.
Leiter.
Here's Mark Leiter. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Been scoring a lot of runs the last couple starts for Aaron Nola, have it?
Nope. Nothing his last time in 7 innings. A 1-0 loss.
Keep it there. We got 12 outs to work with.
Broke his bat. Slow bouncer now to Blanco, who throws out Mesoraco. 2-run score, though, in the inning with 2 outs. Reds leave 1. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Cincinnati. By WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. And by Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota. Let's go places. Bottom of the 6th inning. Freddie Galvis, the pitcher's spot. That's Aaron Nola. Nola is done after 6 innings because Ty Kelly is out in the on-deck circle. Aaron he's a perfectionist and is not pleased about some pitches here tonight. At one point he retired 10 straight. There was a lot of good that came out of tonight's ball game for Aaron Nola. But the 2 home runs, the leadoff walk to Billy Hamilton, and then really no margin for error with no offense tonight.
Well, let's try to get him off the hook.
Freddie is now 1 for 15 on this homestand. And make it 1 for 16. And 2 for his last 23. And here comes Ty Kelly.
So Adelman's ERA has dropped almost a run.
Yeah. It started at 6 and is at 5.30. Joey Votto flips to Adelman. And another 3-1 in the scorecard. And Odubel Herrera's coming up. Red Sox are coming to town on Wednesday, June 4th and Thursday, June 15th. Both are June 14th and 15th. Both are 7:05 starts. Plan ahead for some popular summer games. Visit Phillies.com for more information and to order. So it's Wednesday, June 14th and Thursday, June 15th. There's not 11 days between the two games. Again, go to Phillies.com for more information.
Maybe I should start reading some of those.
Maybe I should start wearing my reading glasses. But it's foul, and it's 0-1.
I don't know about that. 2 out bottom.
11 groundouts for Adelman.
We even got on top of a bunt. Odubel hit the ball hard his last at bat, though.
Inside, 1-1. Hopper, diving stop by Votto. 3-1 on the putout. And that is 12 ground ball outs, a 10-pitch inning. Adelman, Tim Adelman, has retired 16 straights. We go to the 7th inning. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. It's 5-0 Reds. Tim Adelman has gone 6 innings, allowed 1 hit. He's retired 16 straight batters. Andres Blanco has the only hit. It was a single in the first. Aaron Noel went 6 innings, struck out 5. And now as we go to the 7th inning, Mark Leiter Jr. will take over. And will face Adelman. So what'd you think of Nola tonight?
Good and bad.
Yeah.
You know, he made some mistakes, and we talked about the power of the Reds, and you know, leadoff walk to Billy Hamilton cost him a run too. If there's any silver lining, we've had the pitcher lead off 2 innings, but the problem is it was like an inning ago where he led off, so that means 7 guys batted in 1 of the innings.
Leiter gets a strikeout to begin the 7th. Time now for our Jeep Stuff the Fans trivia quiz answer. All right, here we go. Who was the last Reds left fielder before Adam Duvall in 2016 to hit 30 or more home runs in 1 season?
The big donkey.
The big donkey, Adam Dunn, back in 2008, and hit a lot of home runs during his career. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Everybody that played with Adam Dunn said he was a great teammate.
Loved him. Loved him.
Yeah, we mentioned that he can throw a football. He was a quarterback in college at Texas. And quite honestly, he would have been a very large college quarterback.
Oh, you remember that guy who used to play for Kentucky? Left-handed,
yes,
Lorenz?
still plays arena football.
Lorenz or something? He was like, what, 270?
If not higher, yeah, by the time he...
That was being nice. I know how you feel about, you know, that sort of thing.
But he's still playing arena football.
Is he?
Yeah. Hamilton strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Leiter. 2 outs here in the 7th. That'll bring Cozart up. Cozart is 1 for 3. Another pop off the mask. But inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Softly to shortstop. Galvis charges. Cozart wasn't really moving up the line, so it turned out to be an easier play. And Mark Leiter Jr. has a 1-2-3 7th inning. Time to stretch here in Philadelphia. The Phils trail at 5-0. They're back to take on the San Francisco Giants in the 3-game series. It begins next Friday at 7:05. It wraps up on Sunday. It's Tasty Cake Mike Calfranco batting gloves to children 14 and under. There's a look at those batting gloves to your left. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Bottom of the 7th inning, Andres Blanco will face Adelman, who has retired 16 consecutive batters. He only got 14 outs in his last start against the Rockies. He has retired the Phils in order 5 times. No balls and 1 strike. 1-1.
He got 2 balls on Blanco. They might be on a roll here. Might be rallying.
Hitters count.
But don't pull off.
Outside. Aaron Altair waits on deck. Ball 4. First walk of the night. He has hit a batter. And that ends a streak of 16 straight retired. And Aaron Altair is coming up.
He said we're getting excited about a walk.
Well, there was a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah. Well, someone actually gets to touch first base and stay there.
Last time up, Altair had a long at bat. But eventually went down looking on strikes. 0-2. Has to have some kind of funkiness that's causing all these swings and misses.
A lot of pull-offs. You know, a lot of rollover grounders to the right side off our with our lefties. Aaron right there with the breaking ball pulled off.
Michael Lorenzen warming up in the bullpen, the hard-throwing right-hander.
Didn't he pitch like in every game to start the series?
We did see him a lot. And Altair strikes out for the second time. 4 strikeouts. Well, we take a look at our pitch cast presented by GMC, and he did go up.
Like a change.
Was that a 2-seamer or was that a?
I think it was a. What was it? I didn't see the miles an hour. I was watching Aaron, and
that was a changeup, 85 miles an hour.
Changeup.
That's a fair ball. They throw to second and they get the lead runner and turn the double play. What a play by Mesoraco to take a chance to get Blanco, and then the last part of it was easy to throw out Tommy Joseph. Side is retired. We'll go to the 8th inning.
of the game. Just happened just a second ago. Tommy Joseph bounces one in front of home. Mesoraco, unbelievable throw to help start the double play. Look at that play by Devin Mesoraco. Tommy Joseph hit into a second double play tonight, and that's our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Outstanding, taking the lead on that there, big boy.
Hey, don't be surprised if I turn into another Vince Scully and you're out of here. I keep doing this stuff.
I'll enjoy listening to you.
Joey Votto is one of the best hitters in baseball, and he just took that swing.
That's what he was doing last year.
It's amazing.
We saw him the first week of the season last year, and that's the kind of swing he took throughout the series.
What's going on out there today?
Where's the moon? Is it a full moon?
I don't know. I looked like Joey was looking for it too.
Way inside, 1-2. We're talking about Votto and the fact that he didn't play for Canada in the World Baseball Classic because he felt like there were things he had to work on in spring training to not have the same first half as he had last year. He said, quite honestly, I decided I wasn't going to strike out because he struck out so much last year. 51 strikeouts in the first month and a half of the season. So he tried to tell himself, I'm just not going to strike out anymore. So he has put the ball in play more. Flicks the wrist and pops it foul out of play. Among the active players, he is tied with Ichiro with a .312 batting average.
I think that guy on the bottom there is the most amazing one.
Posey?
Just catching, taking that pounding that catchers take throughout a season.
You think he'll move to first base eventually?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, they have a good first baseman in Brandon Belt.
And didn't they just sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal?
They definitely signed him to an extension. They tried him a little bit out in left field, and that didn't really work. Two balls, two strikes.
But, you know, I talked to him about that, and he said, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to move to another position. I love catching. Bruce Bochy said, you know, how do you argue with him? You know, that's what he wants to do.
Well, he's still a top flight catcher, too. Check swing, roller up the third base line, foul. This might take a little while.
Yeah, there's a lot of deep thought going on right now, right, with Joey Votto. But here's the thing. He's probably taken 4, well, can't say the worst swings we've ever seen because we've seen a lot, but 4 of the worst swings we've seen today, and he's still alive in the at bat.
Two balls, two strikes. And a line drive caught by Blanco out at second base. 1 away here in the 8th inning. Adam Duvall's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, thank you, Tom. Time for our unlimited baseball break presented by T-Mobile. And it's a pretty good day if you were a Blue Jays fan because today was a day you got 2 very big pieces back to your offense. Both Josh Donaldson and Troy Tulowitzki off the disabled list today. They held their own to the Blue Jays without those guys for an extended period of time. They are 20-18 right now going into tonight's game, but they get both those guys back tonight. Donaldson already paying dividends. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Tulowitzki scored a run tonight, so they are very happy to have those guys back, as you can imagine. And the Astros expecting good news as well. Tomorrow they can get their ace back. Dallas Keuchel is eligible to come off the disabled list tomorrow. They expect he will do that and will start tomorrow's game. Of course, when he went on the disabled list 10 days ago, he was 7-0 with an ERA of 1.84 in that game and for the Astros. So They hope to get him back and get him back as soon as possible. It looks like he'll return tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, and the hope is that the pinched nerve does not rear its head again, because that's something from a pitch for any kind of athlete. I mean, it can pop back up again.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't. You ever had a chance to talk to Dallas Keuchel at all?
I think 3 years ago, before he became the pitcher that he was.
Yeah, I did radio for him a couple years ago, and they were in the playoffs against the Royals.
Blanco can't get it. So did you have to interview him?
No, I didn't interview anyone. I just went in and talked to him. I just wanted to talk to him. Fascinating guy. I mean, the first thing he said to me was, he said, "I wished I played in your era." Like, why is that? Some of the things you see, you'd like to be able to take care of it. I'm like, all right.
The thing about him is that he's not overpowering by any stretch of the imagination, but he can pitch.
And that's what I mean. When you know, the year he had last year, he struggled. I mean, it's just.
And they struggled too because of it.
But a really good person to sit and talk to.
Yeah, last year he finished 9-12. This was after winning 20 games the year before, winning the Cy Young. Schebler has homered tonight. That one's down the left field line. It's up there for a while. Altair on the run. Franco is out there, and Franco, I think, thought Altair was going to come under it and make the catch. He was there.
He was playing Schebler to pull. He had a long way to go, but if Aaron Altair can catch that, that's Aaron's ball. But you know, I don't think I would lay blame on one of them, but possibly both of them. Didn't look like there was any communication between the two.
Aaron's so athletic, so gifted with speed and ability. Kind of thought he would just run under it. Franco was there. He was in the vicinity. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Schebler.
The thing you like about Mark Leiter, when he wants to come inside, he's going to miss inside. He's made Votto move his feet. He's made Schebler move his feet.
Got him. Leiter with 2 strong innings in relief for the Phils. No runs, 1 hit. And 1 man left. Middle of the 8th inning, 1 hit for the Phillies. Saunders to lead it off when we come back. The 8th inning. Tim Adelman has thrown only 79 pitches. And he delivers low to Michael Saunders. Saunders tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded out, and he's also flied out to left. This is the longest outing of the year.
No kidding. He's
for
got a
Adelman.
6 ERA. Or he did.
Just presenting the facts.
Might be the ERA leader after this one.
Off the dugout, off the net, pinballs around. So his career high is 7 innings. He has gone 6 innings twice this year. 2-2 to Saunders. Making that call.
Joey Votto can field. I don't know if you knew that. He's had some opportunities today.
Yeah, tonight he's been rather busy. Aside from the normal putouts. He has had himself 4 assists. Have a little conversation with Kerwin. Fly ball right field. And Schebler looks at Hamilton. Hamilton will make the call on the catch. A little Kelly Leak action. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, an ice cold delicious soft drink is only $1. I'm loving it. Michael Franco 0 for 2, couple groundouts. Phillies only hit came in the first inning. The second batter, Andres Blanco, on a bloop to center. Suarez is up with it. Well, I guess sometimes you have to tip your hat to the pitcher. I don't know if this is an aberration for Adelman, but his ERA has gone from 6 to 4.99 with tonight's effort.
I got nothing.
I don't think you're alone. 15 groundouts.
Maybe we need to work on our launch angle.
Ground ball, this one foul, and it's 0-2. All right, so Cameron is in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. He's a happy kid. He's had 3 3-ball counts tonight. Now the 0-2 pitch. That was awfully close. Pitchcast tells us it's just a bit outside.
So was that one. I have to ask someone if if he's deceptive. Do they have trouble seeing the ball? Because it's 91, 92. From what I recall, just going over here in my head, has he thrown many breaking balls for called strikes?
No, has not.
That's what I mean. I mean, you think it's a pitch you could eliminate, but
no, you're right. Most of the if they're going to swing at it, he's thrown it with 2 strikes.
Another 3-ball count.
Ball 4. Second walk issued by Adelman. And here's Freddie Galvis.
I think there's some panic in that Reds Bull dugout. No?
I don't think so. I think they'd like him to finish this 8th inning. They were rained out last night, so an unexpected off day from a bullpen standpoint.
Yeah, because I read that they were Bronson was supposed to pitch today.
He was. They adjusted it last night, so he'll go tomorrow.
That Brian Price, man, you got to watch him. He's tricky like that.
Lorenzen back up, 1-2. Remember, Lorenzen was up a couple innings ago when it was a 3-0 game.
When he got to his last 3-ball count,
It seemed that way.
I figured he's struggling.
He's bounced back.
He's with a vengeance.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Freddie Galvis. Over to the right side, another play for Joey Votto. 16 ground ball outs tonight for Tim Adelman. A career high 8 innings. I don't think he's pleased about the walk, but still 8 shutout innings. He's allowed only a first inning single. That's it. Six to 14. 4 divisions allow for age-appropriate instruction. Many weeks and locations to choose from. There's also a camper reunion night at a Phillies game. For more information, call 610-520-3400 or go to philliescamps.com. Well, Tim Adelman's getting congratulations in the dugout in between innings. Think about in our lifetime, a one-hit shutout. I mean, maybe he comes back out. I doubt it because they're really firing now in the bullpen, and he's being congratulated by everybody. But 100 pitches. Yeah, the pitchers wanted. I mean, and I'm not saying he doesn't want to go back out there for the bottom of the ninth inning because it's not his decision. But think about just sending him back out there, let him get the one-hit shutout if that's what he wants, what you want to strive for.
Well, the way we're swinging the bats, maybe they want to build up some of the confidence in one of their bullpen guys.
Over to the right side, Joely Rodriguez, the new pitcher for the Phillies. Rodriguez 1-2 with a 6.95 ERA. I guess in this day and age, it just doesn't happen as often, particularly with young pitchers who reach 100 pitches. On one hop, Andres Blanco. Two righties warming up. Wojciechowski is number 65, and Stevenson is number 55.
Catcher Devin Mesoraco.
Devin Mesoraco will be the hitter. Giblahan is out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit. It's a long run for Tommy Joseph. It's going to be back a couple rows. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3 Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Line drive caught by Blanco. Oh, there are 2 outs here in the ninth inning. And here's Giblahan. Well, Pete's going to look up, and he was frustrated the other handful of times when they had only 3 hits. Tonight, they just have the one.
Didn't he say you're not going to win many if you get 3? You rarely win any if you only get 1.
I read somewhere the other day there was a college team that was no hit but won 1-0. Just doesn't happen that often, even on that level. 100 pitches, 64 strikes for Adelman. Do you ever think that you would live to see, if you think back as a player, that a complete game was not a big deal for a lot of guys anymore?
Yeah, I mean, we had guys, Terry Mulholland wanted to finish them all.
Lazy fly ball to right, and that's it for the top of the ninth inning. The Phillies have one more chance as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. They'll face the Reds bullpen. They trail at 5-0. They've managed only 1 hit. We'll be back right after this. Mason deliveries of the game. We go to the first inning. First home run, bam.
Adam Duvall tried to get Nola tried to get that fastball in. He didn't let him. Hit that one way up in the seats, and then Schebler with the ball. It was Cameron Rupp wanted it in. Nola let it drift out over the center of the plate, and Schebler hits one to dead center. Basically put the game out of reach at that point. And those are our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
Phillies have not been one hit since July of last year. Jacob deGrom, a complete game. Adelman will not get a complete game because he was pinch hit for. Instead, it'll be Asher Wojciechowski. Brock Stassi will lead it off.
Well, you got to have some broad shoulders to carry that name on the back of your shirt.
Oh, yeah. 3 2/3 in his last outing. Another opportunity for Joey Votto at first base. 3-1 on the putout. Phillies postgame live is coming up right after this one is over. It's presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Rob Ellis will host. Ben Davis will chat. Johnny will be on as well.
I'm not going this time.
You're not going to do it?
What's there to talk about?
Well, I think you got to help the boys talk about tonight's
highlights
game.
and analysis. And all your
talk about Nola.
Well, that's Ben. Ben's a catcher. He has more knowledge about that.
By the way, 5 3-1s or 3 unassisted tonight for Joey
over
Votto.
Yet.
Fly ball right center field. That's well hit. Schebler going back toward the scoreboard, and it's off the scoreboard. Odubel will go to second base, and he's there with a 1-out double. It's only the second hit of the night and the first since the first inning.
Now I have something to talk about.
Ends at 0 for 13 for Odubel. All right, so Andres Blanco has the other hit. That was in the first.
Odubel had a couple good at bats. That line out to left field that Duvall made the diving catch on, and that one right there. If there's anything positive to take out of this game, is besides the bullpen being good at once again.
Yeah, Leiter was excellent. 2 innings. Joely a scoreless inning. Talked about them during the open. 2-1 to Blanco. Ryder tomorrow, 4 o'clock, a little earlier start on TCN.
Any reason for the 4 o'clock start, or just?
I think it's the Fox window, the national window. Their games are at 7, and you can't be in the same window as them if you want to televise the games. And it varies throughout the year. Phillies have some 4:05 starts, and other times of the year they're at 7:05 on Saturday night. Hey man, you did national TV on Sunday night for a few years. You know how it is.
Honestly, I didn't pay much attention to.
You just knew you had to be there at 5 o'clock.
The only windows I know are in my car.
2-2 pitch to Blanco. Check swing, 3-2.
Here we go.
The Reds have Iglesias warming up in the bullpen. Aaron Altair is on deck. Adelman allowed 1 hit over 8 innings, lifted with 100 pitches.
Didn't really even break a sweat, did he?
No, he was cruising. Ball 4. That'll put runners on first and second, and Aaron Alter's coming up. Alter tonight has struck out twice. He's been hit by a pitch. 0 for his last 10. Out to right center field. That's well hit. Schebler is not going to get it. It's a one-hop off the scoreboard. 1 run will score. Blanco will be held at third. And it's a 5-1 ball game. Phillies will not be shut out here tonight. And they still have some life here in the 9th inning. And Iglesias is coming up. Because this will be a save situation with the tying run of the on-deck circle. So Wojciechowski will head out, and Adelman will just hope in the dugout. Pitching change for the Reds. They lead it 5-1. We'll be back right after this. Who allowed 1 hit through 8 innings. And now the Phillies are kicking up a little bit of a storm here in the 9th inning. They have runners on second and third. They've scored a run. And Tommy Joseph, who's hit into 2 double plays tonight, 7 on the year, bounces one. That's a fair ball to third base. And Suarez throws to first, and Votto doesn't hang on. That'll be an E3. Wow, it was in his glove. He was starting to come off the bag, and it came right out of his glove.
Well, maybe catching all those grounders. He wasn't used to catching one in the air.
Incredible.
Hey, that's the way. You know, Suarez goes over and gets it. Nice, easy throw. Tommy doesn't run well, and he just. I think he took a peek at Blanco.
I think he did too. That is incredible.
Wow. Hey, that's the break. Let's go.
Yeah, door is open. If even just a sliver. And let's see if Saunders can kick it open. Inside 1-0. He is the tying run with 1 man down here in the 9th inning. On what has been a very frustrating night for the Phillies offense because of that guy right there. They've come to life a little bit here in the bottom of the 9th. A little off-speed pitch, 1-1. Ball and 1 strike. Over to second base. This might be 2. Saunders does run well. There's 1. That's all they'll get. A run scores. And it's a 5-2 ball game. 4-6 on the putout at second base. And an RBI. And now Maikel Franco.
Talking about someone who's way overdue for a big hit.
He's got to stay on that inside fastball if he gets one. Iglesias will throw a fastball.
Nice, he's laying off that slider down the way. This is where you zone him in 2-0, try to tie it up.
Runner goes from first. That's a strike. 2-1.
Think he was looking for there?
I don't know. Unless he expected he would throw him another slider. He may not get that same pitch. I guess they're still thinking that they can maybe get him out, have him get himself out.
Yeah, well, trust me, they've gotten the scouting reports and they've seen all the sliders down and away in the dirt that he's chased. You would think, though, that they're going to give him a fastball here, you would think.
Well, he does get one at 96. It was a well-located fastball.
He swung at there. I wonder now if he's got 2 strikes, if he's going to be antsy, and they can throw that slider down and away if he chases.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Got him. That was not the pitch that Iglesias would want, but he still was able to get Maikel Franco on strikes. And the Reds hang on and win it by a final of 5-2, giving Tim Adelman the victory here tonight after 8 shutout innings. Well, this was almost like a cement mixer that Maikel Franco missed.
Woo. You see that front side just leak out.
So Iglesias gets the save, and the Reds take game 1 of this 3-game series. Tim Adelman, it was his night as he helps the Reds to a 5-2 victory. He is our Chevrolet player of the game. All those ground ball outs, 16 ground ball outs.
Yeah, and you know, the scouting report 90, 91, 92, that's where he stayed at, but like you said, there must be some sort of downward movement to it, because he hit a ton of ground balls. They turned a lot of double plays, a lot of called strike 3s on our Phillies hitters, and deception, whatever, but that's why Tim Adelman is our Chevrolet player of the game.
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, Votto was busy over there at first base. He was upset because he walked a guy in that 8th inning. That may have cost him a chance of coming out in the 9th inning. Nonetheless, the Reds win it 5-2. We'll be back to Citizens Bank Park to wrap things up right after this.